ain't no hoe, man. M go for his. It's been earlier times. M ain't no hoe, man.
What do you think about some of the other early Eminem beefs, like with rapper Cage, that Proof got involved with? Because Proof jumped in that too and started dissing him too.
That was his everyday. That was his. Now, when I say that rivalry, a lot of those was like friendly rivalry. And that's like in our last interview, which you guys should, the fans should check out, or the subscribers. Thank you guys. Man, all those now I could add an adjective to that. Those were friendly rivalries. It was artists, because we in hip hop, man. People got to know the origins of hip hop. Hip hop is going at each other crews, so that was friendly. So them cages and all them stuff, those were like just friendly, just lyricists going back and forth with each other.
So you don't think that the Cage one was serious at all?
I don't think so. I didn't know why you got. It wasn't no like fights or nothing.
No, I don't think so. He just said, when I dropped this solo shit, it's over with. I bought Cage's tape and dubbed over it, and Proof said the same line on the song "What" Part 1.
Yeah, man, that's just friendly rivalries. I think this morning that 50 and Marlon Wayans, or one of the Wayans brothers, they was beefing with each other they was beefing tough they was beefing real bad on Instagram and Twitter. And they seen each other last night at a concert or a comedy festival, maybe at that Netflix comedy festival. And they were like, you thought they were the best of friends. Just say, man, what's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, I like that. I think that's like hip hop. Not to say Marlon Wayne. Well, yeah, I guess they are.
Yeah.
In the hip hop culture, but it's just cool. You let off some steam on Instagram. Your girl pissing you off, and yeah, because I know sometimes, man, with my girl, I had to stop that. I had to have a talk with myself, because I noticed, man, I got a lot, as me being a businessman, I got a lot of different things I'm involved in right now. And I use Instagram for that talent, Mr. Hicks. I use Instagram for my, from some of my business ventures. And I notice when I get pissed at a certain girl or a girl or something, I'm having a pissed off days, I turn to Mark the Troll, because some of the shit I couldn't say to the girl, or, I got to keep political, was the girl, I'm seeing or whatever. And then I just become a troll. That's one of my secret keys. I just become Mark the Troll. And I use my dummy, I'm not a rocket scientist. My dumb ass, I use my official page, and I'll make like the Kanye one. It's a couple of them, and I'll be looking on my page. I'll be looking on my Instagram. My behind, or what they call it, my behind the scenes. I'll be like, I'm up here trying to do this, then the motherfuckers is commenting, replying to my comment on some troll shit I did. So you just gotta watch. It's just friendly. It's just letting out steam. Maybe 50 was having a problem with his girl or something, or Marlon Wayans, and so some of that. Go back to your original question. Some of it is just friendly rivalry.
Well, when I interviewed Necro, Necro, right?
Yeah. Well, I used to no, I can't say that. When I talk about my management company, we for a moment we brought on a guy by the name of Henley Halem, and at the time it was kind of a partnership where he was managing nonfiction and we was managing D12, and we kind of did a joint venture. Like we did a merger of our resources, especially in New York, where me and Rico was going back and forth. So basically Rico, Henley, and we did kind of a joint venture on management, because once again, it was nonfiction was very huge in the underground scenes that I'm talking about this time. And he managed the Beatnuts, and we managed D12, and we did some partnership. We did some partnerships agreements. But why I bring that up is, of course, Necro is all basically family with one of the members of Nonfiction.
Yeah, his brother, Ill Bill.
Yeah, Ill Bill. All right, shout out to Ill Bill. I ain't seen. I gotta catch up with him. I ain't seen them in a minute. But yeah, Ill Bill. So we kind of like did some aspect, and we kind of like I don't want to say consulting. That might be a strong, a glorified consulting back then through Henley and the whole Necro movement.
Got you. Yeah, so when I interviewed Necro talked about this time where he was at Fat Beats and he ran into M, and M asked him, "Hey, have you seen Cage?" Because Necro had produced Cage's like most popular song at the time, right? With Agent Orange. And he said that M said, "I'm looking for Cage. I'm looking for him." So he made it seem like it was a lot more serious. Like he really wanted to put hands on Cage. Man, roll the clip.
The first thing he says before I give him the beat CD, he's like, "Yo, are you still cool with Cage?" And I was not cool with Cage at the time because he had beef with Cage. I was like, "Nah, actually, I don't fuck with that dude." He's like, "Oh, okay, because I'm looking for him. I'm going to bring it to him." Said something like that. I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? He didn't really look like he was going to bring it to anybody, but like he didn't look hard. Pause. He looked kind of soft.
Well, hey man, nobody in this crew. Now I gotta take up for my just the alumni family. M ain't no hoe, man. M go for his. It been earlier times. M ain't no hoe, man. M got like that you think he always, back in them days, as M says, Proof was just the de facto leader, just in the term of charisma and what we know. Proof has always been a networker, but M wasn't no hoe. I mean, M would go for his. He wasn't no. He, I don't know where people be putting out this. Oh, he's from Kentucky or what's that bullshit? And Kentucky is some real motherfuckers too. Shout out
I
to
think they said
Kentucky, but
Missouri.
wherever they
Didn't they
said,
say Missouri?
yeah, Missouri, yeah, Missouri. I'm fine. Yeah, and they come like, oh, he wasn't from Detroit. Nah, man, M was a real. He was a real one. He was, hey, and it's so, man, what we don't get nowadays is hip hop. Once you was in the hip hop culture, you could have been green, pink. It was an embracement of people, embracing the culture. And that I think that's missing nowadays. It became more tribal. So, well, yeah, it's very more tribal now. Cause you got motherfuckers who are just Kanye fans. And I think a lot of them are Nazis. I'm not even going there, but it's when you was back then, if you was part of hip hop and you could kind of we could tell if you knew hip hop or you didn't know hip hop. And it was so I know, like, for Proof, myself, and everybody else back at that time, it wasn't like, oh, you white, we ain't fucking with you. Nah, man, Emma was a very respectful guy in the hip hop culture. Very under respectful. I mean, he really was humbled by hip hop culture. Yeah, so I don't,
So
I don't know where all extra come from.